Hey Darius, I wanted to go over real quick with you the graphing. So I think you're just overthinking this because 2.3 was really just the basic graphing questions. Let me share the screen with you. So I hope you took a look at the thing that I shared with you. If you go to week 6, there is a graph of the 6 trig functions. And so one of the questions that I looked at that you missed, which question 4, what are angles, let's have this, what are angles not in the domain of the secant function on a given interval? So if you look at the graph of the secant function, you can see here that it looks like this. It goes up on the 1, and it doesn't cover from pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. So the domain of this is all real numbers except pi over 2 plus k pi, which means that if you add on, if you keep going, you can just add 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, whatever. But this question wanted angles that are not in the domain from 0 to 2 pi. Well, if you know the definition of a domain, the definition of domain is what is being covered on the x values. So what is being covered? Well, everything here is being covered except on these asymptotes. Multiples of pi over 2, 3 pi over 2. You add another pi over that, and you would get what? 5 pi over 2 would be the next one. You keep going. You also have negative pi over 2, negative 3 pi over 2, negative 5 pi over 2, negative 7 pi over 2. So, but we only want from 0 to 2 pi. So we're looking at from here to here, okay? Well, what are numbers that are not being covered? It's the asymptote of pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. Okay, so I think you're just reading this wrong. Let's go look at cosecant. All right, here's the cosecant graph. All right, cosecant, this time the asymptotes are on pi and 2 pi. So the next one would be 3 pi. The next one would be 4 pi. So domain is all real numbers except k pi. So you just put a number in front of that. Negative pi, negative 2 pi, negative 3 pi. So for that question, what are angles not in the domain? Not in the domain are these asymptotes, pi and 2 pi. So I think you're just getting confused. These are just supposed to be basic questions, not really asking you for about the amplitude or anything like that. So I think you're just overthinking this. Also make sure you know how to graph in the calculator these functions. When you're inputting, I'm not sure why you missed this one. You know, when you're looking at the calculator, and I'm guessing you didn't look at this handout that I gave you, because it gives you all the graphs on here. Cosine, it starts up here at 1, it crosses at pi over 2, and it goes down to pi. So if you look at this one, this is definitely not a cosine function. And I'm assuming you also are having trouble in just inputting like cotangent in the calculator. To input cotangent, you would just do 1 over tangent, right? To input secant, you would just do 1 over sine. You know, to input cosecant, 1 over cosine in the calculator, and you just graph those like that. So I'm assuming maybe you just are struggling on how to put it in the calculator. Like I said, there's a link up here for adding a calculator. Let's see. If you don't have a graphing calculator, I would suggest you probably get one, but there's a download that you can do that's called, let's see, what is it? If you go to www. It's called wabbitanu.com. Let's see. Hold on. EMU. There we go. So you can download on your computer a free download of a graphing calculator. And this is the website, wabbitemu.org. I probably need to put this link on the your Moodle site, but let me know if you have any other questions and I will be happy to help you.